Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new Tesla update video. So today, as per usual, let's go over Tesla stock, let's go over the market, let's talk about what is happening and what we can expect moving forward. And yeah, so with all that being said and done, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. This is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor. And of course, my membership section is live. That link is down below in the description of the video. For just $2.99 a month, you get access to all my intraday thoughts, posts, updates, technical analysis, options flow, etc. on Tesla, and just sometimes the broader market in general. Or for $4.99, you get all that, plus also NVIDIA daily updates as well. So if you're interested, definitely check that out. Link is down below. But jumping into a Tesla closing the day, up about 1% on the day, closing at, we'll just say, just above $223 per share, which compared to the market, pretty much in line. QQ up about half a percentile. So more or less just following the market. And honestly, very interesting day. And I say very interesting day because it was extremely boring. But at the same time, it was volatile while also leading into literally nothing. You know what I mean? Like we opened the day up, we came right over to the top of the range that I've been talking about for quite some time, like 225-ish, right? Came right up to it. And rejected. And what do we do right after? We came right back down to my bottom range target, which is about that 219 level I've been talking about for quite some time. Bounced off of it, and then we just kind of went sideways for the rest of the day. So very volatile first half of the day, just to ultimately, again, result in pretty much nothing happening. You could have just went to sleep and woke up today, and yeah, nothing really changed, honestly. So the game plan moving forward is the same, right? So, okay, let's start with the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart, for instance, we had the bullish cross on the stochastic, but it didn't really amount to anything, right? Because we're just pretty much going sideways. So right now, the stochastic and the 1 hour chart, they're obviously building up a squeeze. Like for instance, I'm sure if I pull up Trend Spider over here and I go over to Tesla and I bring out the squeeze indicator here on the 65-minute chart, it's probably going to start showing a squeeze. It is, right? So you can see the red circles coming in. It's definitely showing a little bit of a squeeze happening here on the 65 or 1 hour chart, signaling the fact that, well, we are starting to build up momentum. It can obviously last a lot longer. So you can see over here, for instance, it lasted much longer when we were trading within this 198-ish range before this run up that we had not too long ago. So we are definitely building up a move. The question, of course, is, well, is it going to be to the downside or is it going to be to the upside? No one knows, right? Nobody knows. But again, the way I look at it, it's just really that simple sometimes, right? Do we break above 225 and start, closing and holding above it? Great. We're probably squeezing upwards. Do we break below 219, close, hold below it? Great. We're probably making our way back down. And the levels above us are going to be pretty simple. Above 225, we go up even higher. It's probably closer to about the low to mid 230s, I would say, honestly. I'll be surprised if we go much higher than that, right? Low to mid 230s, somewhere around there. Which you can see was the kind of the pivot point over here, which is like that supply zone not too far above us, which again, for a break of 225, close and hold, is important. The reason I say close and hold is because, again, don't forget, just yesterday in the morning, we actually gapped up well above 225, went all the way up to about 228 even, right, and change. But the 1 hour chart, the 15, right, it kind of held for a bit, but then it ultimately went down below. This is why the longer time frames are a little bit better in my opinion, right? For instance, the 1 hour never closed a candle above 225. Great. That's kind of what you want to see. Same with below us, right? We never closed a 1 hour candle below 219. We went below it, but we never closed below it, right? These are the things I'm talking about, right? You want to see these confirmations to really signal that the next move upward, higher or lower is ready to go, right? And that's kind of what you want to be waiting for, right? This kind of chop, unless you're just, buying 219, selling 225, you can probably just do that. Not financial advice, just my opinion, just thinking out loud. You can probably just do that, right? Until one of these levels finally gives. And at that point, even if you were to have a stop loss, above or below, assuming it finally cracks and you're, in the reverse trade, you're taking a small hit for probably, a lot of profit that you've already generated, right? And this is also why I'm personally just selling options. I don't want to waste my time with this. This is just boring chop. I couldn't care less. I just sell options. And while it's going sideways, my option premiums that I'm selling, it's slowly decaying with theta, of course. And I'm all for it. So ultimately, that's kind of what I'm seeing moving forward on Tesla. Let's take a look at the daily chart here, right? The daily chart, kind of the same picture for the most part, right? Again, I still want to make it clear, even though Tesla, the daily chart looks great, for instance, MACD, bullish, stochastic, RSI above 50, looking solid. Stochastic, overbought, it is then overbought territory, but still cross bullish. No reason to be bearish on it, right? Even though it's overbought. Oh, again, overbought and oversold are lagging indicators. Just because something's overbought or oversold doesn't mean it has to bounce, especially right now. It means that, hey, we're starting to get a little frothy, but there's always still more room up or down, whether you're overbought or oversold. Make that very clear with overbought and oversold conditions, right? It's not just because the second you get into overbought on RSI or stochastic, it's all over, it's time to crash. not like that at all, right? Just keep that in mind. It's important to understand. But, it does start to signal the fact that euphoria is starting to increase, clearly, right? Nonetheless, though, we're still cross bullish, right? That's the point. BX trender, still bullish, still a higher high. Daily is looking great, right? So that's why I personally believe if Tesla, if it does pick the direction to move downwards, I'd be genuinely shocked if we go lower than about this like 207-ish range, right? I've been talking about for quite some time. Like lowest like 203, like very shocked if we go below that. But as of right now, honestly, if we do break below 219, part of me thinks that 214, 215 is enough to actually hold. I do believe that that's a potential to hold, right? Why? Well, there's a few reasons. First and foremost, we have, of course, the market bias is pretty much sitting right there, right? That's number one. We have the 21 EMA pretty much sitting right at 215, right? We have the band's regression lines with the median line, which is about I think the 23-day moving average is what I have it set to. I believe, yeah, right? It's sitting at, again, also pretty much 215, right? They're all pretty much sitting right around that range. I'd be pretty surprised if we crash down below it because, again, it acted as a resistance before. You can see here, acted as support. We were well above the white line right here. You can see then we gapped down below it on earnings, came up roughly close to it, rejected, came up, kind of held around it for a bit, and now we're back above it. Same idea with the 21 EMA, right? Same idea. Above it, we're bullish. Below it, came back to retest it, bearish. Came back above it, came back, we tested it, so far so good. And now we're kind of gapping up above it a little bit as well on daily charts. So the point I'm trying to make here is above yellow line, good. Below yellow line, bad. That simple, really. So we're above it. So, naturally you would expect it to act as a support if we come down to around that general range. And that's why I personally believe that this range should in theory hold. I don't expect us to fall down below. I'd be pretty surprised. I actually would genuinely be pretty surprised. Another thing you can look at is going to be this, right, which already had a bullish crossover. But if you take out the 5 and the 13 EMA, you can see here, right, pretty much red below green, bearish, green above red, bullish. Pretty simple, right? And, this is just another momentum indicator, if you will, right? And we're clearly, in a positive momentum, right? The green is above the red. Great. It's just another trend indicator that I like to use, right? These are all things I like to look just to see if is the stock bullish or bearish? Is the trend up or down? Currently, the trend is up. And that's kind of why, at least short to medium term. And that's why I like to use this personally, right? So again, that's why, long way of saying, if we do come down below 219, as of right now, I expect 214, 215 to hold. I'd be surprised if it breaks personally, but obviously expect the unexpected, especially with Tesla stock. You never really know for sure. But just probability wise, again, with all these supports down below us, it would be a damn shame for it to break. I'm not going to lie. It would definitely not be, would be very disappointing to see Tesla fall below that level once again. So again, that's just the way I look at it. Just my opinion, of course, could be wrong, could be completely wrong. Maybe we're going down to $69 a share after all. I don't know for sure. Nobody knows. But that's what I do know, at least for now. So in terms of bearish and bullish flow, Tesla with the second highest bearish flow, I guess, only 7.5 million. Nothing really worth writing home about. Options flow, nothing too crazy today as well, right? If I go over here, you can see Cheddar Flow, Black Box. By the way, great option services. Highly recommend you check them out if you haven't already. Definitely recommend checking them out. We did have actually a nice little dark pool order come in today. I didn't even realize this one. I didn't have the setting on, but pretty much 500 million dark pool came in at 223.47. Again, dark pools, you don't really know if it's a buy or a sell, right? With the dark pool specific. So there is big money, clearly moving money around and behind the scenes, if you will. But again, these dark pools, what they usually like to do is they like to act as a support or resistance. So keep an eye out on this rough 223.5-ish level. If we're starting to have issues getting above 223.5, could be a resistance. If we're just above it and we're kind of holding above it, maybe it was a buy and it was a support. So just keep an eye on that for the most part. But all in all, that's pretty much what I see for Tesla stock, right? I mean, in terms of options flow in general, decent amount of calls came in today, but nothing really just shocking. It was a pretty quiet day, in all honesty, right? Rightfully so, pretty boring day. The next catalyst obviously coming up is Jackson Hole on Friday. We'll see how the market reacts to that, right? The market as a whole, we talked about yesterday, was setting up some bearish looking candles, but we also talked about how those candles are irrelevant without follow through. We did not get that follow through today. So for the most part, that candle from yesterday, pretty much across the board, pretty useless. Honestly, pretty damn useless. So the market still too strong, still not ready to curl over. And again, if you're betting against this market, you're betting against the trend. And well, that's just, a very risky thing to do. So all that being said and done, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm seeing right now. That's what I'm expecting. So let me know what you think of it down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.